Hey everybody, this is AlphaZar at your service. I'm going to do a review on a new episode of Nanatsu no Taizai. In other words, it's called The 7 Deadly Sins. This is going to be on episode 15. Now, for this episode right here, I gotta say, it seems to be on point with where it's going. Like, despite the major changes it has given in the anime, despite like the major changes in the anime from the manga, I would say to it that it might have been on point a bit, you know. So I barely have any complaints. Maybe just like the major part where they had to change a lot of change the scenes, or the scenes in Nanatsu no Taizai is what's bothering me at most. So that's the only thing. So let's just get started right away. Okay, at the beginning, of course, like we see to it that Gowther did catch the arrow and then throw it to the side, and then he has a little talk with one of the holy knights, and they sit, and one of them says like, one of them, I think Threader or something like that, says he wouldn't mind fighting them right now, but he's on a hurry right now to get the head of the giant armor dude. And Gowther on the other hand goes like, okay, whatever. Then he just after a couple words, he chops off the head of the armor knight and then says, here, this is what you want, right? He goes like, that's it? He said, yeah, take it. And then he takes it without any hesitation, just goes. And then Gowther says, well, because of the seal has been broken onto this guy, I let him wear my armor. He pretty much, we're gonna have to take him on now, three-way battle. And therefore, yeah. There was a scene with Threader about saying that someone really wanted this knight to be killed, though, like right away. Don't you find anything suspicious? And of course, like Jericho or Jerica, or I don't know her name, whatever, was stalking them or eavesdropping by that time. And of course that came out later, but I might as well get that out of the way because I'm gonna get to the certain fighting scene, and then I'll get to another important point, which I'm really glad they put in, because it was actually something that this is actually part of Meliodas' character, and that I'll get to any second now. Hold up. Okay, going back to the fight, you know, we see to it that Bon and Meliodas is trying to take him on right now. However, that did not go out so well. King saves them from being impacted after getting punched hard with his sacred weapon. However, his sacred weapon gets frozen into ice and gets shattered, which is pretty funny because King says that his sacred weapon is like some kind of water resistant to fire, you know? And I go like, hey, isn't ice supposed to be like water, you know? But that's just me being Mr. Stupid right there, you know? aside from the teddy bear, King's sacred weapon being shattered to pieces after being turned to ice and punched out, Gowther on the other hand says, my glasses are foggy. You guys hold them off for a little bit longer, you know, that kind of thing. And we have to it that later, of course, like Meliodas ends up grabbing a sword and Bon grabs a whip to fight the monster. And so far we see to it that Meliodas managed to hit it with enchanted hell blaze whatsoever, or demon blaze, I believe, and that's the same move that he used on Bon to give him his scar, his wound, permanent wound or scar. And however, Meliodas was about to hit him one more time. However, he heard a voice and he could not do it, and he gets caught in the tongues. But thanks to Gowther, he uses his sacred weapon, I believe, and later on, it's known to be an ability he uses known as invasion, you know? That kind of thing. And Bon managed to get Meliodas out of there. We see to it that Meliodas and Gowther and King will not kill him, you know? Bon was about to do it, but Meliodas grabs Bon's wrist, or his stance, like I'm ready to do his whip, you know? It's like, he grabs it right here and he goes like, no, don't even think about it, you hear me? And then we have Kane, our old man that we saw like in the tournament many episodes back, and that's when he thought like Elizabeth was Liz, a person he knew, and therefore he told everything to Elizabeth about who Liz was. That was actually Meliodas' lover, and I'm like, whoa, dude. I didn't. That's pretty surprising right there. Well, sorry for being sarcastic right there. I did read the manga and I did know this beforehand, but I'm pretty sure. At first, I thought like back then Meliodas had no lover and then he focused on Elizabeth, but I guess I was wrong. Thank goodness the mangaka did that to me. And he even told Elizabeth that how Meliodas met Liz is like she was the enemy, And then Meliodas says, I'm gonna set her free. And they go, hey, I'm against, and all the holy knights that were with Meliodas was against this. He goes like, okay, then all you guys are my enemies. How about that? They go like, okay, we're shutting up then. And Meliodas had a little fun time with Liz, with Liz back in the past, as Kane mentioned, and they all begin to open up to her as she opens up to him, and then they got attracted to one another, which is pretty beautiful in my eyes, And he also explains to Elizabeth, do you know why Meliodas doesn't use a sword? It's because he's so strong that he doesn't want to kill anybody, and he's way too kind. And he gives this, and he shows the sword, and he shows the weapon to Elizabeth that Liz wanted to give him. But Meliodas says, nah, I don't want it, you take it, that kind of thing. And of course that became an important scene because we understand why Meliodas doesn't really use a sword at all at a certain point, And yeah, so. But as the battle rages on, we see to it that Bond took his heart, and therefore Meliodas gets ticked off and says, why'd you kill him? And Bond says, hey man, dude, he hated his life as a monster, okay? So I ended it right there. And there was a question and scene that they missed from the mangaka. Like I did take a look at it back today after I watched the raw version. And I decided to watch the sub version today, like many minutes ago, that Meliodas goes like, yo, what happens if your life, what happens if your life is like that? Bond's like, go ahead, kill me, that kind of thing. But it wasn't like that, but those who read the manga, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, we see to it after a little crazy destruction here and there, we see to it that Elizabeth is bringing a sword to Meliodas to help him out. And Meliodas tries to tell him, yo, don't fight this guy, it's Dale. I remember this guy 10 years ago. And there was a scene about Dale wanted to impress his children, and that's the father of Gila and Zeal. And I go like, oh boy, here we go, that kind of thing. And of course, Bond on the other hand pushes Meliodas out of the way and has half his body blasted off by a punch. Since the demon has more than one heart, and of course, King was about to do a killing move. However, Meliodas told him to stop, and King gets knocked out, knocks out by venom spit, and Meliodas says, yo, knock it off, and Bond says, the person who needs to knock it off is you. And he punches Meliodas in the face, and that's when Gowther's like, hey, are they fighting or something? And King's like, they're not really fighting, Friendships is a good thing, isn't it? Gowther says. Nothing in my mind, this guy is so unsociable or lacking a skill of what is going on here, that kind of thing. Meliodas, on the other hand, finally opens up his senses after Elizabeth hands him his sword or dagger and after Elizabeth tells him she does not want you to fight, but she wants you to survive. So keep going, and so forth. If you have those kind of sense, I'll share them with you. Meliodas, on the other hand, takes up the sword and chops up the demon chops the demon into many pieces and kills Dale. Bond, on the other hand, pulls a plant from Dale's chest, and this is when Meliodas and King goes like, these holy knights must be involved with these kinds of demon-like people, and that's when Gowther uses his technique and says that Hendrickson is actually part of this. And I'm pretty much one of the main antagonists in this series, well, on this arc for the meantime, so yeah. There was a person they also referred to named Deferus. And you guys been asked, and I'm pretty sure some of you who are new to Taizai might be asking, who is that guy? I go like, well, you know, I can't tell you now. All I know is like, if you watch the episode, the King and Meliodas says that those two knights are the greatest though, like literally the greatest though. That's all I can say because that's what they said. That's what it said in the anime. So that's about it. So far we see to it that our buddies decide to go back to the boardhouse, and Gowther remembers his times with Dale or the infected monster, and he goes like, "Is this the part where you're supposed to tear up?" And I'm thinking in my mind, if someone was like a friend to you or someone that's really close to you, and if you don't want them to go and they just die in front of you, it's pretty obvious. But as you can see, like Gowther's like pretty emotionless when you look at it, no joke. But in other cases, he's still a boss, okay, and so forth. And it ends with Elizabeth greeting Meliodas, and that's about it. And of course, next episode it is going to be about like something about hunting legends, I believe. But yeah, so far I believe like it adapted okay, despite the major setbacks of what the scenes have been changed here and there. I still had a little bit of enjoyment, but I wish they could have like done it properly, to be honest with you. So yeah, that's the only thing I can say. But overall, I think the episode came out alright, you know. So I'm just going to end my video right here, people. Sorry for this to be long and late. I'm Alpha0. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys later, alright? Later. Peace out. Bye-bye.